Okay, so we're going to start by talking about fueling your body. The sisters use the term fuel for anything that you're putting into your body and giving it the energy that it needs. So I am going to start on page 18 of the Trim Healthy Mama Plan book. And this talks about people who don't fuel their body enough. It messes up your metabolism. It holds on to fat and things that your body doesn't need if your body cannot rely on you to give it the fuel that it needs and the proper fuels. So they just kind of explain here about how that fuel works. And in your body, there are actually two type of fuels that they talk about. And that is on page 17. Glucose, which we are going to refer to as carbs because that's what carbs get transformed into in your body, and then fats. So those are the two different breakdowns that we're going to be talking about. Carbs and fats. They're the two basic things. And so what happens is your body can only burn one of those fuels at a time. So if you take a normal American meal, burger, French fries, a soda, or steak and potato and, bread or whatever, what happens is your body can only either use the glucose that came from your carbs or, well, actually, that's the first thing it goes to. So you look at a hamburger. You've got about 60 carbs in a regular hamburger bun, and then you've got the carbs from the French fries and from your soda and whatever else that you're eating with it. Same with a baked potato has 60 or 70 carbs or something in it, just in the potato. So what it does is it starts attacking that. And then before it's even had a chance to burn off all of that meal, let alone getting to burning the fats that you ate in that meal, you're around to eating again, snacking or to another meal, and your body gets overloaded. The modern American diet is literally killing people. And I know that sounds really obnoxious to say because I'm not one of these ultra weirdos, but that's what's happening is you're not giving your body enough time to process the food that you're giving it. So what is great about this diet is it helps you eliminate this overloading of your body, and you give it time to take each individual session of fueling and get rid of it, and then actually have time to move on to extra fat that you have stored away. So that is the basics of how this works. So that's on page 17. Also on page 11, it talks about sugar and what it does to your body. So read on page 11. It's a great little information on there, like 11 and 12. So the rule on this diet for fueling is that you fuel your body every about 3 hours. It says 2.5 to 4 hours, so I usually aim for 3 hours. It works really well. So on the menu that you'll be getting, this is a little bit tricky, but so I personally get up. We start late in the morning. I eat breakfast about 8:30 or 9 on most mornings. So my 3 hours is going to be about lunchtime, 11:30, 12 o'clock or something like that, when I'm ready to eat again. Now, there are some people that are doing this that are up early and eat breakfast at 5 or 6 in the morning. And so their 3 hours is going to fall again between, 9 and 10, and you're going to need an extra snack in between breakfast and lunch. So the menu that I have made includes that extra snack in between breakfast and lunch for those of you who eat early. I will not be eating those snacks because I'm starting so much later. Does that make sense? So if you don't eat and you're not going to be having a morning snack in between, if you don't eat early enough, then just cut out that middle snack. So I tried really hard to put those snacks as ingredients we were already buying for other stuff anyway. So it shouldn't have been something that was on your shopping list now that you bought and you don't have something to do with it. Also, they're just great ideas to keep on hand so that, that you know that they're plan approved, so that you can substitute those for a different snack if you didn't get around to making, you know, a different one that was on plan or something like that. So that's kind of the deal with that snack in between breakfast and lunch. So do whatever works best for your situation. Okay, so every 3 hours you need to fuel. It's going to mess up your body if it doesn't know it's getting fuel every 3 hours. Keep that in mind and just feed yourself. I know it's an adjustment for a lot of you, but every 3 hours and no snacking in between. So the no snacking allows your body to finish burning off those fuels that we talked about, and getting to other stored fat. If you're snacking and grazing, it doesn't give your body that rest. So it's totally reasonable to only be eating every 2.5 to 4 hours, and you'll have plenty of food. What you just need to do is, if you're having a snack, just make sure that it's going to be a large enough portion that you're not going to be starving. You know, don't just eat a couple of grapes or something and think that that's going to tide you over. You need to eat as much as you want to satisfy yourself. Don't overeat, of course, but make sure that you're satisfying yourself in there so that you're not tempted to graze or pick through things in that 3 hours. Okay, got it? Fueling every 3 hours. Okay, let's move on to our next subject.